not about politics, it's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. He's just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
I just get it and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game.
It really is the best time of the year.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to It's Just Football. I'm Trevor Sikkema. That is Mike Renner, joining you guys on a Trivia Thursday edition of the show. The series is tied. 6 wins on the desk, 6 wins in the chat. The stakes have never been higher, Mike.
I know.
We only got a couple more weeks of the show
We only
left.
got a couple more weeks of the show left, so hopefully we don't tie.
Paramount. No.
I don't think
we can't tie because we got a tiebreaker now.
Well, I'm saying we win this week,
wins,
they win next week, vice versa.
Yeah, because I think we might only have 2 trivias left, guys.
Yeah.
I think we might only have 2 trivias left, but we can't end on a tie. If we end on a tie, then we've got to do something. We've got to have a tiebreaker question for next week, but then like a winner-take-all type of tiebreaker.
Yeah. How about a coin flip?
Boo.
Daniel's know nothing about that.
Look at him smirking in there. Look at him.
I think that's a great idea.
Look at him smirking in there, just thinking of that and getting it in.
Real easy for us from a production standpoint.
It is pretty easy. Let's ask Joe Mixon. We'll see what Joe Mixon says.
Yeah,
we'll get him to flip the coin.
Yeah, we'll get Joe Mixon in. We'll get Joe Mixon to come in, and he can flip the coin. We are in Cincinnati, after all. Shout out to everybody who is watching this show live. Appreciate you guys getting in on it. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Not only are we doing trivia, we're going to talk about some of our favorite storylines that we're looking forward to for Wild Card Weekend. Some player performances, some team results, all that good stuff. Things that we want to see this upcoming weekend. We would love to hear from you guys as well. We'll get the production portal guys into the show now officially. Quinn, Eli, Saab. How y'all feeling today?
Good, man. I don't know if there actually is a quarter in here to flip, though.
We might have to get one. Who has change anymore?
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't tell you the last
car.
time I've actually paid for something in change.
What am I gonna have to go to the bank? It's sick. I wouldn't do that in 2023. I will say you are getting shout outs for the Carhartt beanie once again, Quinn.
But the Costco.
Thank you.
Are we ignoring the elephant in the room? The dopest sweatshirt I've ever seen right there. The Costco.
Oh yeah, you weren't here for Dripper Skip last week.
Oh, is he wearing it?
Okay.
Yeah. My bad. That's fine.
Yeah, Santa Claus brought this for me.
Well, it's good. Nate says wearing Carhartt gear is wild. Are you a student, a hipster, a licensed forklift driver? No one knows. You could be all of these things.
So someone explained to me on Twitter after this, there are 2 different actual Carhartt brands. There's Carhartt as we know it, as I knew it in the Midwest, that is a just workwear brand.
Okay.
And then there is Carhartt Work in Progress, that is a designer brand that has licensed the Carhartt logo and is more popular in Europe, Asia markets. The more you know.
Guess what, buddy?
We're
not in Europe.
Yeah.
We're in the Midwest.
We're in the great Midwest, brother. Yeah. Okay, so what is the difference?
So the difference is whatever the hell.
Is it the same company or
Eli
different
Apple is
companies?
wearing? They are. I think they're different companies altogether now at this point.
What are you lacking creativity to the point where we're getting used to the word Carhartt?
Well, it's like it was started in the '90s as like almost like an American. I don't know. You know how like it's like a foreign brand in Europe. It would be like
sure.
It's like that. It was like the sort of. The ethos of American workwear in Europe, but like stylish. So I don't know. I don't know fucking style. So even though we have a full segment on it.
I was going to say, whoa, you can't do that. We got a full segment for Drip or Skip. You can't say that. Quinn, what's our question of the day to get us warmed up here? We got to get good and warm. We got to get loose. We got the competitive juices flowing for trivia today.
Yep. Sticking with the playoff theme here. Tom Brady has 30 pass touchdowns in the AFC Divisional round in his career. Who ranks second with 16?
Good question. So AFC though.
Oh, and to think the last. Yeah. I mean,
AFC.
Yep. To think the last 3 years he has been in the NFC.
Let's think. I mean, Manning.
That's crazy that he's just doubled up the.
Manning was
doubled up and missed the last 3 years.
Yeah.
One of which was a Super Bowl year.
Manning was AFC his entire career. Elway was AFC his entire career.
Mahomes has been.
But like 16, he's only done what, 5 years? 18, 19, 20, 21.
I think
4
it's
years. Does he have 4? He's averaged 4 a game in the divisional round?
Oh, it's just in the divisional round. Sorry. Okay.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, maybe. No.
I mean, Manning's, he probably went to the divisional round, 12 times, 13 times in his career?
Did he make the playoffs that much? I mean, I guess.
I mean, from like 2000 to 2009.
I think the safe bets are clearly.
And then with the Broncos, 3 years, right?
Right. The safe bets are clearly Manning or Roethlisberger. Because they were just always there.
Mm-hmm.
They were always in the playoffs. That would be my two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go. Manning obviously was known for not being as good in the playoffs, but still so many appearances that.
Peyton Manning. Zach said Mahomes, but yeah, the math is kind of wonky on that one. Nate also said Mahomes, but that would be nuts. Manning. Jack says these could be Big Ben. Walt says John Elway. Probably not. Phillips says Joe Flacco. Walt says Y.E. Tittle. Probably not. Ooh, no. Trevor Joseph is saying Favre, but Favre's in the NFC. It's just AFC.
Just AFC.
It's just AFC, remember. Blink said Mahomes did have like 5 against the Texans, didn't he, for that comeback game?
Did. But then 11 in the other 3 games. I don't know. I do have his over prop for touchdowns this weekend, I will say.
Nice dude said Mike Glennon. Could be. I didn't think about Mike Glennon.
I did, and I
immediately
dismissed it. Yeah, let's see. So
I think it's Big Ben or Peyton. That's what I think. We don't have to give our final. We don't have to give our final guess until the end of the show. But I think it's going to be one of those two guys. If it's a curveball one, if it is Mahomes, that is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump into the divisional round, though. I think that's a good transition into what we wanted to talk about before trivia. And there's some storylines that we were looking forward to. Obviously, we had the Super Wildcard weekend last weekend. We had the results. We had the player performances. It was fantastic to watch unfold. But now, what are some things that we want to see moving forward? What do we want to see in this divisional round, the results, what guys could potentially do? Mike, what is your first storyline that you would love to see? You're not necessarily predicting this will happen, but if it did, you'd love to see it. What's the first one?
I just want to see Trevor Lawrence go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. I think the AFC right now is very top-heavy at the quarterback position. If you don't have a guy right now in the AFC, you're SOL. As we've seen, like 4 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL are in the AFC divisional round right now. I want to see Trevor Lawrence like firmly join that tier. I think, in my opinion, he has, but maybe in the public perception, he maybe hasn't earned that respect yet. If he goes for a shootout here against Trevor Lawrence, I think he will earn that.
I would absolutely love to see it. You say you having the sheet going toe to toe with Mahomes. Yes. Don't think the Jags win, but I would truly love to see it. That would be really cool. I mean, going into the playoffs, I was just excited that Lawrence was getting playoff experience.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they were going to beat the Chargers. Shouldn't have beat the Chargers if we're being honest. But the fact that they are here, the more experience, the better. Now Trevor Lawrence is going to Arrowhead. He's getting that kind of road playoff experience. You're going up against a guy who is on the path to be one of the greatest of all time in Patrick Mahomes, where Trevor Lawrence wants to be going. This is a great matchup for Lawrence, and I'd love to see the best game that we've seen all year for Trevor. Not just entertainment-wise for the game as it's going to be, but I agree with you. I think that would go such a long way, and that'd be a ton of fun. I'll stick with quarterbacks for my first one. I want to see another elite performance from Dak Prescott. Prescott was our highest-graded quarterback last week in his win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it started off a little bit shaky. First 3 passes of the game had a couple of drops, a little bit off target. We thought the nerves might be getting to him a little bit, but you could even see him in the huddle, and after those bad plays happened, he was like, all right, calm down. We'll get it. Like, that one's on me. We'll move forward with it, and they absolutely did. 4 touchdown passes on the day, had a rushing touchdown as well. Cowboys just absolutely dominated. You see the elite overall grade when you take rushing and passing into account, over 90.1. 0 turnover-worthy plays, which, Mike, what have we talked about on this show time and time again with what worries us about the Cowboys? Dak turning the ball over. No turnover-worthy plays against the Buccaneers. Let's see that again this upcoming weekend. I really think that's the only way that they stand a chance against the Niners. You see adjusted completion percentage over 90 as well. Incredibly impressive. So what a game from Dak last week. And for his own sake, I tweeted this out after the game. He catches way too much shit on social media. Yeah. Is Dak a perfect quarterback? No. Are you putting him in tier 1? No. But he's a damn good quarterback, a guy that can give you a high ceiling. And people just don't see him that way just because of his faults. And I think that's unfair to him. So I'd love to see him stack another really great performance up here.
I do as well. I am with you on the other side of the ball there that I would like to see Brock Purdy just not flinch. This whole playoffs, obviously Brock Purdy's getting no credit left and right from the media in terms of his performance this season. It's Shanahan. It's the weapons around him. It's the run game. It's Christian McCaffrey. It is this, that, besides your Mr. Irrelevant who's playing out of his mind, leading the league since he took over in points per game as a starter. So I want to see Brock Purdy just shut everyone up and say, hey, I'm a real quarterback. I'm leading offense better than Jimmy G ever did. And yeah, maybe it's not the most difficult task in the world to do what he's doing right now, but it's something that no one else is doing in the NFL, how many points per game this team is putting up. So yeah, I want to see Brock Purdy just shut the haters up.
For as good as Brock Purdy has been for this team and what he has been what this team has needed him to be, I don't think they can win a Super Bowl without him really showing that his arm is a part of that. There's going to come a time during this postseason run, whether it's this week, whether it's the NFC Championship, whether it's the Super Bowl, when yes, the supporting cast around him is still going to be good, but he then needs to become part of the reason why they are winning football games. And right now, I think he's doing enough to certainly not put the ball in harm's way. And there are a handful of throws. I'll say at least 2 or 3 each game where you go, okay, good. He moved the sticks there. That was a nice throw from Brock Purdy. I think there's going to be a whole half of a football game, maybe even the entire football game, where he is going to have a significant impact if they're going to win. And that's just the way that it is. When the competition level gets ramped up, when you go from round to round of the playoffs, they are going to need more from you. I don't think this version of Brock Purdy can win them a Super Bowl. He's got to be better. So to your point, I'll take it even further. You're right. I don't want him to flinch, but I want to see him take that next step because he has to eventually. So that's kind of my thoughts with Brock Purdy. My second storyline, I would love to see the Eagles look like an absolute machine again, because we've been sitting here over the last, I'll say, month. When Jalen Hurts had the shoulder injury, when Lane Johnson goes down, right? The Eagles didn't exactly look the same. I'd love to see them look like the well-oiled machine they were, I'll say, in the middle of the season. And this is no disrespect for the Giants, but I think the Giants got their big win in the playoffs on the road against the Vikings. I think this game between the Eagles and the Giants is going to be closer than some people think. Certainly the opening line was over a touchdown in favor of the Eagles. I thought that was a little disrespectful to how well the Giants have been playing. But in all honesty, I would love to see the Eagles just look like a completely dominant football team again, because that's what they looked like for the majority of the year. And I would hate for just some injuries and some unlucky timing to be the reason why they don't get to go to the NFC Championship, why they wouldn't get to go to the Super Bowl. It's one of the most talented teams in the league. They have been all year long, and I'd love to see them regain their form and just put it on the Giants this weekend.
Well, that's your talking point. Go by all means, have that talking point. I don't really give a shit about the Eagles. But my next one actually is the team they're playing. I want Dexter Lawrence, the New York Giants nose tackle, to get some fucking love from the national broadcast. I want the way they talk about Aaron Donald and every time he's on the football field, where it doesn't really matter what he's done, they're highlighting him. I want him to get that love because he is that caliber of dominant right now. Last week was a massive reason on that final drive that they ended up winning that football game. Took over 7 pressures in the game, 4 hits on Kirk Cousins, a 340-pound man falling on top of Kirk Cousins, played an impact in that game on multiple occasions. Obviously gets dinged with that awful roughing the passer call. That was not roughing the passer, but my God, Dexter Lawrence, give him some love. Let the people know that what he's doing at the nose tackle position is something we have not seen, truthfully, in the PFF era. Give him some love.
He deserves some love.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserves some love. I agree with you. Even though I want to see the Eagles win, I agree with you. My last point, I want to see the Buffalo Bills win. I'm sorry, guys in the production portal. I walked in there this morning. Eli was already ready to just boom, clap back at me because he saw my notes in the show. I want to see the Bills win. I'm not going to be disappointed if the Bengals win. I love this Bengals team. They're a lot of fun. But I would like to see the Bills win this game certainly, for everything that went on with Damar and the emotion that's going to be there, because it was Bengals-Bills, the game that happened. So I would like to see the Bills win this game because of that. But also, I think the main reason I would like to see the Bills win is because if the Bills win, I assume the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win.
Rematch.
We get a little bit of revenge. I'm not even a Bills fan, and I'm still sour over how that game ended in overtime, where Josh Allen did not get a chance to win it.
Change the rules because of it.
And I want the Bills to get some justice. I think the Bills have been a Super Bowl caliber team over the last couple of years, obviously have not reached that point. I still think that they are of that level. So I would like to see them win this weekend because I would like to see them get some revenge against Kansas City. I would like to see Buffalo make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're going to have to not show your face in Cincy this weekend. I'm just going to say that.
Sorry. I'm a sucker for a good storyline, some redemption. Sorry. Sue me. So do you think the Bengals are far and away?
No, actually, I have a prop later that talks about them probably losing, but I can't say that it's something I want to see.
Look, I want to see him. I want to see him win for Damar. I love that storyline. I love the feel-good story. I love the motivation there, and then I just want to see the revenge against Kansas City.
I think a funnier story. Now, that's obviously a feel-good story, but a funnier story would be wanting the Bengals to win, to then play the Jags to win too, to basically give like a middle finger to the NFL for how they handled the Bengals in the playoff stuff, where they're obviously, because of the game getting canceled, got kind of just screwed out of all the teams. It's a funnier story. Not as feel-good-ier.
Not as feel-goody, but
yeah.
I feel like you lean that way.
I lean the funnier stories.
You
yeah,
do.
That's
you lean
me.
the funnier storylines.
Yeah, that's just me.
All right. Quinn, if you're still talking to me, we can start trivia now.
Let's do it.
I wasn't sure.
Actually, I have a question.
I wasn't sure if
They walked out.
if he was like going to pass the mic to Sav, and like Sav was going to have to do trivia because Quinn wasn't going to talk to me.
No, I have a question. So like you mentioned like Bills Chiefs, the revenge factor, and I really don't know this. This is a serious question. If you're a Chiefs fan, wouldn't you almost want to play the Bengals to
For
get
that
revenge because they're
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
they're over. You know what I mean?
Yes. No. If you're the Chiefs, I think that you would want to. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you'd be terrified of the Bengals after what they've done to you.
Yeah, but I mean.
No, I know. What you mean.
I'm talking like just
for
from the
getting up
revenge
for a
factor,
game.
though.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
And
you're
if-
0 for your last 3. Like now we get them at home with a chance to maybe right the ship here.
Right. And
They probably
obviously,
won't, but-
so much is on the line here. You know, regular season wins are important, but you get to beat them, to eliminate them, and then go to the Super Bowl. That's the one that matters most. So, all right, let's get into trivia. Let's do it. 6 wins here on the desk. 6 wins in the chat. I think it was a dominant performance by us last week. Not gonna lie.
A little bit.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna shy around about it.
Should we close them?
We do have to close them. We have, not only do we have to close them, we have to take off the watches. It's a show of integrity.
Here we go.
Oh, the toss.
No, that was
No!
Oh, and it dropped. Worst one yet.
That was tough.
Too juiced up this morning.
He was overconfident. Did you hit the gym this morning?
I did.
Wow, see, he's already got the pump. Juice is flowing. Yeah, that went. That was
Way
Brett,
too far.
That was a Brett Maher kick right there. That was Brett Maher extra point. Sorry. Should have been nicer about that. All right, let's get trivia going. It's all tied up. We got 10 questions. A lot of them about the divisional round, so a lot of them are going to be topical. But Quinn, tell me what the categories are. You know better than me.
Yeah, so same thing as last week. Going to have some playoff-themed questions. Going to review this past week. Going to look at some divisional round history, and then we also have some questions that are kind of like season superlatives, kind of recapping some outstanding performances
Okay,
from
let's do it.
the 2022 season. You guys ready?
All right, are you smarter than a PFF grader? Let's get it going.
First question. Who was the highest graded offensive player from Super Wildcard Weekend? Was it Gerald Everett, Deebo Samuel, Dak Prescott, or DK Metcalf?
God damn it. I know Tebow had that big play. Did he have anything else?
Who is the highest graded offensive player from Super Wildcard Weekend? The grade was 91.1. Gerald Everett, Deebo Samuel, Dak Prescott, DK Metcalf.
I noticed Jack Carmen's on this list. Is that a typo?
Yeah, it is. I was trying to think of something clever to say, and I couldn't. I mean, that's the point where we're at with him. Although he did have some reps where he didn't look terrible. He's not going to get bull rush like Jonah because he weighs 360 pounds.
I like Jack Carmen coming out because he has great feet, for a guy who's that size. And again, he's not going to get bull rushed, but my God, he has not developed. He looks like the exact same tackle we saw at Clemson.
He also is playing his natural position for the first time in the pros. So that helps.
Which is what?
Left tackle.
Left tackle.
I always thought he was a guard.
So he played back at Fairfield.
I always thought he was
Well,
a
he
guard.
has shorter arms.
I always thought he was a guard.
Yeah.
He has the build of a guard.
Yeah.
He has the game of a guard. He's got the style of a guard. He's a guard.
Was it Fairfield? Where'd he go?
Yeah, I think he was fair.
You could have said any. Are you talking high school?
Yeah.
You could have said any high school in the country would have been like, yeah, nice. Good.
Well, he's from
He's
like
a
10
Cincy
minutes
guy,
north
yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
Although Fairfield, just not to get too sidetracked here, Fairfield is like bordering on. That's almost not even Cincinnati. That's like deep in the suburbs.
Yeah.
So,
All right, I know who it is. Was the chat ready? It's A, Gerald Everett.
It is Gerald Everett. Yeah.
Chat is going with. I'm not sure why it's not loading.
come on.
I think they're going Dak, but I also it's not popping up on my chat. Yeah, they're going Dak.
Okay, it's Gerald Everett.
It's Gerald Everett.
it is Gerald Everett.
Let's go! 1-0, baby. You gotta buy that PFF sub.
Yep.
Come on. I gotta study up. DT Dynasty is the chat champ. He's gotta get the chat organized here. Fire at the PFF sub. I was a little worried about this one because I noticed like halfway through studying that I didn't have the no play tab selected.
Oh, yeah.
And so for PFF grades, obviously we grade every single play. So that includes some of the plays that don't count because of penalties.
The stats don't count for them.
Right. So you can toggle those no plays on and off. And obviously like the grade is a little bit different because you'll take out some of the plays. And so
They don't count statistically.
Right.
But count in the grade.
Yes. Sorry if I didn't explain that correctly, but 1-0. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Company men.
You guys
Company
ready?
men.
Yeah.
Is ready for this next one? Who's the highest graded defensive player from Super Wildcard Weekend? Kyle Hamilton, Asante Samuel Jr., Justin Houston, or Kyer Elam?
The chat should get this.
Kyer had a PBU.
I know the answer.
Houston had.
Houston
Houston won against Jack Harmon.
And Jonah Williams.
I was
Yeah, he came in, didn't
shocked
you?
because I think
Hamilton had the forced fumble.
4 of the top 9 it was either the total pressure category or the pass rush win rate category. The Ravens had like 4 of the top 9 players of all of last weekend. I couldn't believe it.
Why do we think that?
I mean, the Bengals O-line was terrible last week, but still, 4 out of 9.
Yeah.
That was. I was.
That is why I
Very
am
shocked.
worried about the Bengals this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy though. If you
You don't even need a PFF sub for this
if
one.
you just that it is.
You should get one, though.
Yeah, you should.
You should get one. There's a player
Oh,
on
the
this
topic
list that's
bar.
on the topic bar that caught 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
That you guys should probably
I believe
guess.
it's Asante Samuel. Final answer. Lock it in. Stop the chat.
Chat is going Asante Samuel as well.
Yeah,
What
that
please,
was easy.
Tell me what the percentage was, please.
76%. Next closest was 10.
You guys got a PFF sub.
Yeah, there
Hold
you
on.
go.
Or just watch the game. Or
No,
just watch the
paid
show.
attention. Or just paid
On
attention.
Tuesday.
Yeah, basically anytime you get 3 interceptions in one game, you're probably going to be the highest graded player. Doesn't matter what week. Doesn't matter what the rest of the league did. So, all right, 2-1.
2-1.
Yep, 2-1. Next question. This player led in the wild card weekend in missed forced tackles on runs. Tony Pollard, James Cook, Rashad White, or Christian McCaffrey?
Scheiße. This one I do not have a handle on.
This player led all of wild card weekend in missed tackles forced.
As an aside, we always say missed tackles forced. Why don't we just say broken tackles?
Because, like, sometimes you're not making contacts. You're not really breaking anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, a missed tackle, you can put your foot in the ground and make some dude, like, absolutely miss in the open field, and that counts as a missed tackle.
It's still like breaking a tackle, though. Kind of.
I asked
always
this
say
question when I
broken
started here, and
tackles.
then, I grew up.
I say broken tackles. I also don't know.
I know this one.
Okay, good. I defer
Nine's a lot. Got Christian McCaffrey as the topic bar. The others were Rashad White,
Cook.
Tony Pollard,
James
Cook,
Cook,
Rashad
and
White,
Tony Pollard.
Christian McCaffrey.
Right. All right. You let me know when the chat is ready.
I'll give it a little bit. I want to make sure people get some time to get their votes in.
All right.
They got time. Get a fucking.
Tony obviously outplayed Zeke last week, and he's been outplaying Zeke all year long. It feels like it's been a long time coming for that. Obviously, like Christian McCaffrey's been insane. Again, another 100-yard game. That I can't remember. What were your thoughts when that trade happened? Like, what were your exact thoughts when that trade happened? Like, what San Francisco gave up, and
they better win this year. Yeah, that was my thoughts, because
Yeah.
that was an insane amount to give up for one piece that may put you over the edge, but may like.
But it looks like it put them over the edge.
It does
you know,
put them over
you
the
know
edge.
that was one of those things that when the trade happened, I agree with you 100%. It's like you better have nailed it, but if anybody's going to have that kind of value for you at running back, it would be Christian McCaffrey.
Ready when you guys are.
All right.
All right, I'm 85-90% sure that it's Tony Pollard.
Chad is also going Tony Pollard.
Okay, all right.
You guys are all smart men. It is Tony Pollard.
There it is. You know, you watch a guy absolutely destroy your hometown team, and you don't forget it. You never forget.
Hard to.
Is he a free agent this year?
Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 2019 draft class, right? So
Yeah.
it's a big free agent running back class and a big draft running back class. So
Yeah.
interesting to see if those guys get paid, because you can just take one this year.
Will be very interesting. Tony Pollard can just stay in Tampa if he wants, you know? He can have Leonard Fournette's number. I don't care. All right, what's the next one? What do we got here? 3-2. 3-2.
3-2. Who has the most receiving yards in the AFC Divisional Round in NFL history? Julian Edelman, Deion Branch, Reggie Wayne, or Tyreek Hill?
Only 569. Interesting. Man. So Edelman.
God, Deion Branch, what a great call.
Edelman probably played in like
Interim Louisville head coach Deion Branch.
8 divisional.
1-0 in bowl games.
That's true. He is 1-0 in bowl games. All right, so Julian played in a ton.
Tyreek's only played in 4, but what did he go for last year against the Bills? He went for a zillion. He go for like 180 or something.
Reggie played in a ton. I mean, how long did Deion play for the Patriots?
I don't think that many, right? Maybe they go there like 6 times with him, which is still enough to.
It's still enough.
Yeah.
Because that's not even,
But
that's not.
I would
100
rank
yards a
them in
game
terms
or
of how
anything.
many games played. I'd probably rank them Edelman, Wayne, Branch Hill.
Most receiving yards in the AFC divisional round.
I'm trying to think of divisional round Patriots games.
Just the divisional.
Just like Edelman.
Eli put Edelman as a topic bar.
What do we think?
I mean, I know it.
Oh, okay. Oh, he knows it. Oh. Trevor came to play.
Again, like I'm 80% sure.
Okay.
I'm 80% sure here.
All
I do think it's Edelman
right.
because I think the answer would actually be Rob Gronkowski, but the last 3 years the last 2 years he's been in the NFC. So I think that's why it flips. So we're gonna go with Julian Edelman here. Not that are you okay?
No,
with
yeah,
that?
yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
gonna go.
okay, all right. We're going Julian Edelman for this.
Chad is also going Edelman.
Okay.
Julian Edelman.
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost had to have been Edelman or Branch just from the sheer volume.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how many times have those guys been there?
Tyreek's got to be close though. I don't remember where Tyreek was when I was studying
Was that
this category.
Was that Chiefs? The Alex Smith game, Chiefs Steelers. Was that a wild card game or was that a divisional round game? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Do you remember like the 18 the 6 field goal game or whatever?
I remember that game. I don't remember.
All right. I was curious if that was, because if that was, then he would probably have, I guess, 5 divisional rounds under his belt. Tyreek.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
But
Yeah.
4-3, right? 4-3.
4-3. Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Who is the highest graded quarterback in the divisional round since 2006? Is it Brett Favre, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, or Aaron Rodgers?
All right. Let me think of the game.
Is this single year, or is this cumulative?
I believe this is cumulative.
Okay.
All right, so divisional round games for Rodgers. He had the Falcons demolition 2010, insane game. He had the Giants game in 11 that was kind of poopy.
Yeah.
14 he had the Dez dropped it, which I think he played well. 15 he had the Hail Mary Cardinals game. 16 he had the sideline Cowboys game, Jared Cook, unbelievable performance. 19 he had, what was 19 divisional round? He played the 49ers in the championship game. Who was the divisional opponent that year? Why am I blanking? 20 was Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was Niners. Ugh. I'd still say maybe more good than bad with Rodgers. He had some nasty games in there. Why can't I think of 19?
I feel like Favre's too reckless.
Yeah, Favre divisional round 06. So 07 was his last. I guess he had the year with the Vikings. But 07 was last year with the Packers. What was the divisional round? I think the divisional round was the snow game, Ryan Grant against the Seahawks. 06, they didn't even make the playoffs. So you would just have 07 and 09.
Russ is obviously graded very high. Just over the course of his career. Been to 2 Super Bowls. Mahomes, I don't know if Mahomes has just like come out on fire.
He's won every one, so difficult,
that's true.
Difficult to.
Yeah.
And that was he did have the nasty game against the Texans, right?
The 5 touchdown game. If that was,
I believe that was divisional round.
Yeah, that was divisional round. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think it's Mahomes or Rodgers.
Okay. Is the chat good? Chat ready?
Yeah, Chad is gonna go Mahomes.
Okay, it's Aaron Rodgers.
There we go.
I'm pretty damn sure it's Aaron Rodgers.
I would have leaned that way because he had some insane games. The Cowboys games and the Falcons games were like mid-90s graded games.
Yeah. So all right, we'll go Rodgers. Chat's going Mahomes.
It is Aaron Rodgers.
And then the Rams games. Why can't I think of who did they play in 19?
Boom, baby.
Great get. Who the hell did they play in 19? I'm gonna think of it.
So was it 11? Did you say 11?
11 was
when
they lost
crazy?
the Giants. No, 10 was the year.
10.
10 was an insane.
Okay, yeah. Because when I was studying up on this, the top 2 graded divisional round performances since 2006 are Aaron Rodgers in 2019 and Aaron Rodgers in 2010.
Okay.
So he has the top 2.
Who was it in 2019? Why can't I think of it?
I don't know, but it's those 2, and then the next 2 were Brady.
Okay. Yeah.
So those 2 guys own the top 4 playoff performances.
Dude, his game against the Falcons was, that was like as good a game as I've ever seen QB play. That was insane.
Well, not as good of a. I don't know if this is going to be a question, so I don't want to give it away. But Quinn, once again, if we get to the point at the end of the show or at the end of the divisional round questions where we have not answered this question, please remind me because I have a divisional round stat that I want to tell people that's absolutely bonkers.
Will do. You guys
Shout
ready
out
for the
bonkers
next one?
in the chat.
Who has the most total pressures in the divisional round since 2006? Is it Von Miller, Terrell Suggs, Rob Ninkovich, or Chandler Jones?
32.
Oh, just in the divisional round? I know playoffs.
Again, these are all cumulative stats.
Yeah. I hope nobody had 32 pressures in a single game. I hope.
Greg Rousseau might this weekend.
Let's see. Jones was 4 years with the Pats.
You said
and
it, not
then-
me.
Then shipped out, right? Suggs obviously been.
Suggs has the most pressures in playoff history. Rob Ninkovich has the third most pressures in playoff history. Miller is either second or fourth on that list. I'm just talking total pressures. I think Miller is second. I think it's Suggs, Miller, Ninkovich, and then I think James Harrison is fourth, actually. And that's all-time playoff pressures. So that's that list. But divisional round is obviously, like, if you want to just go volume, you can go Suggs, but I think it could be any of those three guys.
So was Vaughn's first year, was that the Tebow year? Tebow, they beat the Steelers in the wild card, and then obviously...
I don't even know who they played after that.
I think that was. And then so obviously then they went divisional round probably twice under Peyton? 3 times under Peyton?
Yeah.
And then he had divisional round last year. So 5 games. A little over 6 pressures a game to get that. Suggs has probably had more like 6, 7. But like last year against the Bucks though, did he not go off? I thought, was that it? Did he have a monster game? I know he had a monster play. Von Miller. For the Rams. I can't remember.
I don't really know. I think it's one of those 3 that I named. I know it's not helping a lot.
Well, there's only 4 answers, so.
Well, I'm eliminating one of them. Quinn.
Good guess.
That's how they teach you to take tests in like elementary school. Good job.
That's true. Yeah, it's more about
Process of
logic
elimination.
than it is.
Yeah. It's not about how smart you are. It's eliminating how dumb you could be. Watch it be Chandler Jones. It's going to be Chandler Jones now because I just said that.
But I think he's played the fewest of them, right?
I would go Vaughn or Suggs.
I like Vaughn.
Okay. All right. We're going to guess Von Miller. We'll go Vaughn.
Chat is currently tied, so just like vamp for like a second.
Okay.
Wait. I'm trying to end it.
Are they tied between Vaughn and Terrell Suggs? Who are they tied between?
No, they are going with Ninkovich.
Oh.
Is it going to be Rob?
It is Rob Ninkovich.
God damn it. Shit. That was well done. He probably
Another one where I feel like that's just sheer volume. Right? Yeah. You're in the divisional round.
I can't remember how many times Ninkovich played.
Yeah, that's on me. I should have thought that one through a little more.
All right. Good job, chap. 5-4.
Yep, 5-4.
All right.
Who is the highest graded defender in the divisional round since 2006? Is it Ed Reed, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, or Jamie Collins Sr.?
I don't know this one.
I do.
Okay, good.
You gotta talk it out.
All right.
I
I'm
can't.
still trying to think of who the 2019 divisional round opponent of the Green Bay Packers was, and why I'm blanking. That's really like killing me.
Our man can't get off of it.
Who was it?
Our hero can't get off of it.
Who was it? 19. They played the 49ers in the championship game. Got the doors blown off them.
Didn't play the Bucks. Tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't make it.
Okay. I don't think it was any NFC South, NFC East.
That would know because
Giants,
that was it the Panthers? No?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Wasn't wild card Saints? I think wild card was Saints Panthers.
Okay. And then who else?
But then I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember who won that game.
I think Saints did, because I think 49ers beat the Saints then. But then who the Packers play?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So a West team, was it the Seahawks?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, who was it?
Seattle.
It was Seahawks. Okay, there you go. Hell yeah. Revenge.
You didn't get it, though.
Yeah, well, it was the Seahawks. That was like where I was leaning. All right, this one, 93.0, divisional round.
Yep.
So Bosa's played 2 divisional rounds
This is
now.
Bosa,
Warner's played
Ed
2.
Reed. Jamie Collins Sr.
Reed, Bosa, Warner, Collins.
Warner, yeah. I know this one, so whenever it's obvious for the chat.
It's pretty obvious for the chat. What did you say, Trev?
I think it's Ed Reed.
Chat is also going Ed Reed.
Yeah, I think it is far and away Ed Reed.
Best player on the list is Ed Reed, and it's Ed Reed.
It is funny though, because we have Ed Reed in our system as Edward.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I looked at him at number one, and I remember going to like coverage, and I'm like, who is Edward? And I'm like, oh, that's Ed Reed. That's Ed Reed. But it was just funny though, looking at it like that.
My buddy was with the Jets when Ed was at like the end of his career, and he said in practice, full padded practice, Ed would show up with no pads and no helmet, and he would just go to the spot after the offense lined up where he knew the ball was going to go, or where he thought the route concepts were going to go. And he said he was right like most of the time, and just like that was how he practiced at that age.
Just
built it.
One of the greatest football players that we've ever seen, no doubt about it. 6 to 5. 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
All right, 6'5". We got a one question lead.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
This player leads the NFL in missed tackles forced on runs since 2021. Is it Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, or Josh Jacobs?
Ooh, good question. 2-year samples. Huh. I think I know where I'm leaning.
Yeah, I don't know this one, but I have what I would call a solid guess.
Jay Taylor had a weird year.
Super weird year. Obviously, he was an absolute animal last year.
Yeah.
So he's definitely in this conversation.
He had a weird. He started his career and did not look good, which was a weird. It was probably like 8 games into his rookie year, where then all of a sudden it was like, okay, Jonathan Taylor's a dude.
People forget there's an adjustment period to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like there is often a big time adjustment period. It's either half of your first season or it could be 2 years for some guys.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
And he kind of just looked like cheekskin, but off the lines, whatever.
Oh, the offensive line is poop. And he was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, I think led the league this
year.
year. So, I mean, even if he was just okay last year, he's right there. Nick Chubb.
Dalvin,
I don't know about.
I don't
Dalvin.
think he broke that many this year comparatively.
My solid guess is Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I like Nick Chubb.
That's my solid guess.
Chubb.
65%.
Final answer.
Chad is also going Nick Chubb.
Okay.
It's Josh Jacobs.
Oh.
Another free agent that
I did not think that he broke enough tackles last year. Just didn't think he did it. Wow.
wasn't he kind of money down the stretch last year though?
Oh yeah, like going into the playoffs.
Yeah, he was. But Nick Chubb's just been unreal for 2 straight years.
Chubb.
So that was I was never not going to guess Nick Chubb, I don't think, on that one. So, all right, 6-5. How many questions we got left?
We have 2 questions left.
Okay. All right. 6-5, 2 questions left.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Who led the NFL in forced incompletions in single coverage this season? Carlton Davis, Martin Emerson Jr., Charvarius Ward, or Darius Williams?
7. Ooh, thank you for not putting Sauce Gardner on there.
Yeah, thank you.
We would have gone Sauce. Oh, it was 17 too. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
I know where my head's leaning.
Do you have a good feel on this one? I don't.
I
do not have a good feel for this one.
think I do. Now, it's tough though.
Carlton's a big single coverage guy.
Yeah, and I know Darius Williams was like top 3 in forced incompletions. That was the other thing.
Yeah. Charvarius Ward I know he was decently high on our wins above average. So I know he had a good year, but I don't know how much single coverage forced incompletions goes into that. Martin Emerson definitely had a decent amount of ball production this year. That's for sure. Oh, if this is Carlton and we don't get this, I'm gonna be so mad. But I don't remember his name being that high on the list. You think Darius, just because of sheer volume?
I was thinking Carlton.
You think it's Carlton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because of role. Like he's gonna get most of his stuff.
A lot of his stuff is single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't grade out great, but he still had a ton of ball production.
Did he?
Yeah. I'd go there.
Also, maybe because of the topic bar.
Also, maybe because of the topic bar. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going Carlton Davis.
Chat is going Ward.
It's Martin Emerson.
Oh!
Well, that
Let's
was
go.
fourth on my list.
Stop. Let's go.
We're dormy.
Oh, boy. It all comes down to this.
Use a little golf term there.
6-5. One question remaining.
Barn burner.
If the chat gets it right, we go to a
Going overtime.
tiebreaker. But if we get it right, it's a dub.
You guys ready?
We'll have to lock ours in first, and then they can go
Yeah, okay.
as a point of fairness.
Courtesy. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Cowboys and the Chiefs rank first and second in red zone touchdown percentage efficiency this season. Who is third with 68%? Is it Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, or the Bengals?
Not the Packers. Good God, I think they were dead last this year.
Wait. The Cowboys are on here as an answer.
Cowboys, lock it in. Oh wait, no, they're not. They're third. They're first.
Well, then you got 3 to pick from.
Fuck. All right, what do you think? I like A, B, and D. I like them all. They're probably third, fourth, and fifth, honestly.
If the Lions were on here, I would have guessed the Lions.
Ooh.
They're not.
I'd say not the Bengals simply because of week 1. They put themselves too far behind the 8 ball that week.
Yeah, well, we can't take
No,
that
I
out
know, I'm
just
kidding.
because of week.
Man, I like the Eagles, right?
I think the Eagles is probably where I lean.
Just because they go for it too. Like,
The problem is, Mike, is that the chat is going to know this answer
you think so?
because it's
Well, because
Yes.
it's going to be like, well, no. We each have a 1/3 chance. This is the Monty Hall problem, right? 3 choices. We have to pick one, then it's like one door, you pick the second or whatever. It's the Monty Hall problem.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Someone in the chat knows. It's like the classic probability test, though. It's like there's 3 doors. Do you pick a door and then they take one door away? Do you switch or do you stay with the door you picked in the first place?
Oh, so it's like the deal or no deal thing, where
Yeah,
you get
kind
down
of.
where you get down to the very end and you can say, oh, you can switch it with
Yeah.
this case, or you can keep your own.
Yeah.
Always keep your own.
Probabilistically, you're supposed to switch.
No, yeah, pride.
I'm gonna go. What do you think? Should we still Bengals?
I could see it being any of the 3, man. Eagles or Bengals? One of the 2. And I'm going to hate myself when it's the Giants.
Let's just go Bengals. Let's go Bengals. Just
Okay.
for fun of it.
All right, we're going to go Bengals.
Chat is going Eagles.
Oh fuck.
A little bit of an anticlimactic way to lock it up, but it is the Giants.
Yes. Woo.
A win is a win, baby.
That's like winning on a missed field goal. You just let the other team drive all the way down.
See,
and it's like
I
38
thought the chat was going to know this 100% because this is so easily Googleable.
Oh yeah, like
That's
that.
all you have to do.
Well,
now,
honor.
if they want to, they want to have integrity with it, they can. but I was worried because sometimes you got to play a little dirty.
I trust the chat to not play dirty.
There also
they ran away with the
was
games,
some talks that you guys knew what we were talking about before, and every week in the playoffs we've done it based on like what week we're in. So it was pretty obvious these were going to be divisional questions. Like chat could have done a little research of their own.
Wait, so what are they complaining about?
They were saying that you said that they were going to be that you were doing divisional research, that you knew that it was going to be divisional questions.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
just
kind of
'cause
been
we're
like
in
our
the divisional
thing.
round. Yeah.
We didn't have any insight into
They
into
can
what
do the
questions were.
same. I mean, if you get a PFF subscription.
If you do,
Exactly.
They're always themed. They've been themed questions since the.
Well, and I also I looked up. Hold on. To defend my honor here, I looked up a bunch of information on total playoff stats since 06, divisional playoff stats since 06, season stats over the last regular season.
Speaking of which, what's your stat that you're gonna wrap off?
So while I was doing research for divisional round stuff, because I looked up divisional round stuff as I was looking up other stuff because this is a divisional round this week. In 2007, Tom Brady had an adjusted completion percentage of 100%. He attempted 28 passes, completed 26 of them, and the other 2 were drops. This man played a full playoff game and had a 100% adjusted completion percentage. That is nuts.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I don't think we've ever had. I think that's the only game that's
This
ever had
one.
that. Yeah.
That's the only one.
Insanity.
Wild.
It's a good game.
Had to share that with people.
Average depth target was 5.1 yards on field. Not to poo-poo it too much, but
This is Dell said. This is some pay to win stuff. Anybody who plays video games know that microtransactions and the play to win stuff is unbelievably annoying. So okay, I got a kick out of that because I complain about that all the time whenever I play Warzone. If I get killed by literally anybody with any gun in any situation, didn't pay enough money. I guess I just didn't give Activision or Infinity Ward enough money. I guess that's just the way that it is. All right, 7 wins on the desk.
here we go.
6 wins
How do you
in
next
the
week?
chat. We got trivia next week, and it's going to be our last trivia of the year. If you guys tie it up, we promise we will have an ultimate tiebreaker to decide it. Ain't nobody tying here for the season title. I already can't wait for that one. Good stuff. Appreciate everybody getting in on the chat. That's a lot of fun for us to do. Hopefully it's a lot of fun for you guys to do as well. It's a cool way to look at the divisions, to look at what's happened in history. Hopefully you guys definitely enjoy that. Bring it next week. We're certainly going to bring it, and we're going to be ready for it. Mike, before we get people out of here, we normally give prop bets or we pick lines, but today we're doing parlays. So we were asked by our producers to put together a fun little parlay that we thought had a good chance at hitting.
Mm-hmm.
What's a parlay that you got for this upcoming weekend?
I call this parlay, and now while I said I want the Bengals to win, I call this parlay the Bengals offensive line falls apart.
Okay.
And it is the Bills
Very dramatic.
minus 5.5, the under 48.5, Joe Mixon under 48.5 rushing yards, and a Diggs anytime TD gets you plus 979. And that's a pretty likely scenario if the Bengals offensive line falls apart.
All right, I got Miles Sanders over 4.5 receiving yards, which is kind of like a dog returning to its vomit because all I needed was one catch from Trenton Irwin last week, and all I need is one catch from Miles Sanders this week.
Well, Miles is going to play more snaps.
It's true.
So
It's true, he is. I got Travis Etienne under 2.5 receptions, which is something you're going to use him as much in the passing game. And then I got Devin Singletary under 42.5 rushing yards. He had 48 last week, but I'm going a little bit under. Different things can happen. James Cook gets the ball a little bit more Josh Allen action, but that one's plus 647. You make a pretty penny on that one. That three-leg parlay right there. Dude, shout out to Judah Fortgang, who helps us out doing betting stuff. I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but Judah had a 6-leg parlay this past weekend that he hit for 50 grand.
Yeah, $150 to make, plus 34,064. He had Dak Prescott over 300 yards, Dak Prescott over 15.5 rushing yards, Cowboys alternate spread minus 5.5, T.Y. Hilton over 21 yards, Zeke Elliott under 50 yards and Dalton Schultz over 80.
The Dalton Schultz over 80 yards one is
insane.
the one that gets me.
That one's insane.
That one is just the guts that it took.
I was going to say,
put
like,
that one on the list.
you're already at plus, 1,700 before that Dalton Schultz one, something crazy. And you're like, let me throw the Dalton Schultz on. Let's throw it in.
Shout out to Judah, man. Unbelievable bet. Unbelievable way to hit it. Nate's bet for this weekend, it looks like it's Trevor Lawrence, 6 touchdowns and 6 picks. If you get up the alt lines and hit both those, that'd be pretty good.
You will profit if that happens.
DT Dynasty says Chiefs, Giants, Bengals, Cowboys. I'm guessing money line. Put $30 on the line, win $1,000. That's true. We getting that? Philip said Trent Irwin over 25 receiving yards. Lock it in. Philip, please.
Trent Irwin's going to have like 12 catches for 220 in this game.
Please.
And just stuff us.
Meta said Trevor, Clyde Christensen retired, which is the Bucs quarterback's coach, and Kevin Garver's fired. Wonder what's going to happen in Tampa Bay.
Wow, rather retire than work with Tom Brady. Heard it here first.
I want to acknowledge that. Quinn, what is the answer to the question of the day before we get out of here?
What you got? What was the official guess? Peyton?
I'll go Big Ben.
Okay.
Tom Brady has 30 passing touchdowns in the AFC divisional round in his career. Who ranks second with 16?
You guys ready? Mm-hmm. It's TJ Yates. No, I'm just kidding. It's Dan Marino.
Oh, Dan. Did I bring
You got to
him
go
up?
back a little bit.
Wow.
I'm looking up how many divisional round games Peyton played.
Good pull.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He played 11 divisional round games and didn't have 16 TUDs. What were you doing, Peyton? Oh, my God.
Well, that was always like the
That was
knock
his
on
thing.
Peyton, right?
Yeah.
Just didn't
Yeah,
really
can't
get
win,
it done
can't
in
throw
the
touchdowns in the divisional
postseason.
round. That's what everybody. That's what everybody said about him.
Wow. And that's true.
That is pretty crazy.
It is true.
Did anybody get Dan Marino right as a guest? Do we have a chat champ? Is that anybody?
I mean, it looks like Ryan Nelson got it correct, but I'd picked this prior.
Okay.
So give him chat chance to Nate Pitts.
Hey, Nate.
Had some zingers. He had the one at the beginning where you read off the wearing Carhartt gears wild. Right. Student hipster, licensed forklift driver. No one knows.
Nate's always.
I'm actually a coal miner. That's where I'm headed after this.
Yeah,
I'm going to my second job in the coal mines.
Of course.
So.
Does the Costco sweater stay on?
I don't know. Maybe I'll put on a jean jacket. I even got like camouflage pants on. I feel like that kind of.
Wow.
Goes with the,
Where?
This is drip or skip.
Just putting
This
your
is
bare
just
legs out there
laundry
like
day,
that.
man.
This is drip
low
or
on
skip. My
clothes.
guy's out here dripping and skipping on laundry day. Come on. Wait a second. Zach said Trent Irwin all receiving yards, 80 yards. We got to get out of here before I absolutely lose my mind. Appreciate everybody getting in on trivia, having some fun with us there. That was a good time. Always is. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because we're going to be previewing everything that we see from the divisional round. We're going to go through all the matchups, the player performances, everything that we're looking for. Send you out on the weekend with a bang. I'm Trevor Sikkema. That is Mike Renner. For everybody in the production portal, thank you guys so much for watching It's Just Football. We'll see you one more time, same time tomorrow at 11 a.m. See you guys then.
It's not about politics, it's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. We're just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
Not just get it and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game.
It really is the best time of the year.